No, my Subaru. What's inside your engine? What makes a little car move around? The basic way an engine works is it sucks in air, compresses that air, ignites that air, and then the air gets pushed out. Here I've drawn a very basic diagram of what I mean. This here is your cylinder head, a very basic cross-section view of your cylinder head. And this is your block, a very basic cross-section view of your block. This is your crank, and this is your conrod, and this is your piston. Your piston moves up and down, turns the crank. These are your valves, they move up and down in time with your crank. This is how your engine keeps time, but we'll get more onto that later. Maybe in another video I'll show you how timing works. Also, just want to briefly explain what TDC is, what I mean by TDC. TDC, or top dead center, is the piston at the very top of the cylinder, so when it reaches the very top of the cylinder. And then BDC is the piston reaching the very lowest point of the cylinder, BDC, bottom dead center. And the reason why they call it top dead center is because it's the very top, it's at the absolute maximum height it can go, and BDC is the lowest point it can go, the absolute lowest point it can go. This is important to know because this is what a stroke is. From TDC to BDC, that's a stroke. And from BDC to TDC, that's a stroke. And there are 4 strokes in an engine that make up one cycle. So every 4 strokes, it's a cycle. And the 4 strokes are intake, compression, ignition, and exhaust. And what are these 4 strokes? So what do they mean? So stroke 1, intake. Stroke 2, compression. Stroke 3, ignition. Stroke 4, exhaust. So stroke 1, the valve opens up, letting the air into the cylinder. That's one stroke. So stroke 2, the piston goes back up. That compresses the air fuel mixture. So now it's getting very dense. And then stroke 3, after it's compressed, the spark plug ignites that fuel, pushes the piston back down. That creates power. That's your 3rd stroke. And then your 4th stroke is your piston's going back up with the exhaust valve open now, and that lets all the exhaust gases out. And there's your 4-stroke engine. That's the basic fundamentals of your engine. Now you know what your valves are, now you know what your piston is, and now you know your 4 strokes. Hopefully. I just tried to take a bite out of this biscuit. This is not a biscuit, this is something else. You can use this as a conrod.